of a red Opel, number SDI 881. Will you please remove it as it is causing an obstruction? The car is a red Opel and the number is SDI 881. Again, will the owner of the car registered SDI 881, will he please remove the same? It is causing an obstruction. It is parked in the vicinity of the dressing room. Forward number 13 in your programme will play at right a half forward. Nicky O'Hara, number 11 on your programme, will play at left corner forward. This at midfield. There is one change then in personnel in the forward line. Ken Rollins does not play, and his place will be taken by Jerry Farr, who will line out at right corner forward. Now, there are a number of positional changes in the Cashel forward line also. Jenny Bannon, number 13 on your programme, will play at centre half forward. Is Robin Lane, in the centre Jenny Bannon, and on the left is Des Bannon. And the full forward line is in the right corner is Jerry Farrell, full forward is Johnny Klein, and the left corner forward is David Dowd. Your referee for today's game is the St Mary's clubman Terry McGovern. His umpires are Michael Hilliard, Troy Slashers, Mick Joyce, Father Manning Gale, Kevin Durkin, Colin Kill, and Eamon Higgins of Fortley. While the linesmen are Eddie Walsh, Ballymahan, and Eugene Murta of Sean Connolly's. I have two special announcements to make. Number one, a student's card bearing the name of Roger Ryan of Fairbairn. He's a student in the Regional Technical College in Athlone. It has been handed in, and he can have the same if he comes here to the press box. It's for Roger Ryan, a student in the Regional Technical College in Athlone. And the second item is a bunch of keys have been handed in, and there's a key ring attached to them with a common loop cloth scale, a centenary key ring attached to the keys. Again, the owner can have the same if he comes here to the press box.
Welcome to Pearse Park on Sunday the 14th of September 1986 for the Senior Championship Final. The contestants in this year's final, which has been eagerly awaited, are Mostrim, the reigning champions, and Cashel, who were champions before them. There's a strong wind blowing diagonally across the field, but will be favouring the team playing from right to left. The referee for today will be Terry McGovern. The Mostrim team, we just run down them, have absolutely no changes. Tom Gallagher, Pat Hughes, John Victory, Colin McGarrett, Tommy McGuinness, Joe McEnroe and Tony Garvey make up a very solid back division. Christy Candy and Willie Candy, brothers playing in the middle of the field, and Stephen Tierney and Liam Tierney, plus Fintan Jude are the half forwards. Sean Logan, Mel Noonan and Mickey O'Hara form a full forward line. Cashel line out with Anthony Melia, Sean Melia, Jim Kenny and Joe Mulvihill, Noel Mulvihill, Mick Casey and Mick Kenny. And as you can see, some very, very familiar and hardened individuals in that particular back division. Men of great experience. Brendan Smith and Porrick Carberry, formidable pair in the middle of the field, with Robin Lane, Davy Dowd and Des Bannon, the half forward line. Diddy Bannon, Johnny Klein and Jerry Farrell are the full forward line on our programme, but I don't think they'll be lining out like that. As you can see, we have the Mostrim team there running around. Jerry Lane is here there in the blue tracksuit, recently home from America. Probably introduced at some stage if the things aren't going well for Mostrim today. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. Apart from this wind, it's ideal football conditions. Terry throws up the magic coin. Joe Mack decides to play with the wind in the first half. Tommy O'Brien checks his watch, and Brendan Smith tells his team to switch around. As we say, eagerly awaited this game.
Again, just before the
and as you can see, the Longford Pipe Band adding to the occasion, and we'll have the usual parade with the usual mascots, etc., etc.
And also a souvenir of first
the pitch is in beautiful condition,
some silver and some copper.
And one of the features of this game today will be Mel Noonan v Jim Kenny,
We have
and also the
we have found
midfield
an owner now
confrontation
for the
between Brendan
carrying
Smith,
key.
Corey
There's
Carberry
only one
and the
item
Kennedy
remaining now,
brothers.
that's the
A
souvenir
vital
for
area of the
Union,
field
child box.
in any game, but today's game particularly. The Kennedys must win against all the odds at the middle of the field if Mostrim are to have much of a chance in this game today. As you can see, both teams tagged out beautifully, and they're getting a rousing reception there from their fans in the stand. A lot has been said also of this injury, even in national press, of Brendan Smith's supposed injury, and Cashel mentors and supporters and colleagues, we wish him well today, and hopefully for Cashel's sake he'll be able to perform his duties. As you can see, he's a very heavily strapped left knee, and as you can see also he's taken over a captain's job for today. Flag waving there in the background. The cameraman. This is the time when most footballers dislike. Want to just get on with it. Tradition says they must do this, walk around the field. As you can see, the Mostrim men in the line there, somewhat smaller than their counterparts on the other side. Cashel, note for the big men, high fielding, very straightforward football, whereas Mostrim are noted for more fast, more fluid football. The purists say Mostrim's type of football is easier to watch, but Cashel have proved with their style that they have been the most successful team in latter years in Longford football, and have almost, with the exception of Mostrim, dominated the scene completely. Mostrim beat them in the semi-final last year. Cashel beat them in the final the previous year. So as you can see, they have played each other on big days on numerous occasions. Goalkeeper Anthony Malia goes through. Noel Mulvihill, Nick Casey, Mike Kenny, Corey Carberry, the red-headed Dave Dowd. As we can see, he's number 11 on his back, but we have a rumour that Cashel have some sort of a switch on. It's envisaged, I think, that Desi or Dinny Bannon will play at centre-half forward, allowing Dave Dowd to play in the corner. And Jerry Farr will be playing instead of Kenneth Rollins, as stated on the programme. Mel Noonan, as we said before, one of the most charismatic figures in Longford football. The man the crowd love to see getting the ball. Can he do enough for his team today? And as both teams now run away to their respective positions on the field, and Jared Victory, son of John Mostrim stalwart fullback, who is our mascot for today. And it indeed will be great for all the Mostrim and Cashel mascots to see these pictures in years to come. The day they were at the county final when Daddy was playing. Treasured memories indeed. And it's what all county finals are about. The tradition and the prestige that is about this county final and every county final. And no two better teams to contest it than, as we've already said, the teams that have dominated senior football in Longford for the last 5 or 6 years. Very shortly now we'll be joining the Longford Town Band for their rendition of Auron Naveen.
Shastagi Anish, Auron Naveen.
You can see from our pictures there, a very, very strong breeze indeed. And as we said, blowing diagonally across the field, but favouring the team playing from right to left. And Mostrim have chosen to play with the wind in the first half. The scene seems to be set now. Terry McGovern checks his watch. The Longford Town band leave the field. And the 1986 county final is on. The ball is thrown in and straight away. Mick Casey gets the ball. Burley centre half back. He plays the ball to Brendan Smith in space. Cashel immediately on the offensive. It goes to Benny Bannon. He kicks it high. And it's over the bar. Oh, lovely score for Cashel straight away. A lot of confidence boosted over Cashel. Hardly 30 seconds gone in the game, and Denny Bannon has a score on the board. So now the Mostrim team know exactly what it's all about. Cashel proved they're two big men in the middle of the field. They're organised that score beautifully for Denny Bannon. And no more dangerous forward in the county when you give him chances like that. Tom Gallagher with the kick out. Up he comes. The referee has blown his whistle. He's running in, and apparently Big Johnny Klein was doing a bit too much waving and dancing. And Johnny may not know it, but the rules have changed a good bit since he started. And you can no longer move in front of a kick, be it a kick out or a free at the goals. So Tom Gallagher will have the chance again to kick the ball. And to try and settle his team. His kick is a good one, high, out towards this underneath our press box here, but Mick Casey, obviously straight away he's into the game and dominant very early on. It goes to Denny Bannon. Denny, an elusive character at the best of times. He evades a tackle of Willie Kennedy. He's been tackled by Joe McEnroe. Denny knocks it out. Lovely ball into Jerry Farrell. Jerry Farrell bearing straight on the goals. Colin McGarr is after him. Jerry kicks the ball. It's high. Dangerously dropping around the goals. But Tom McGuinness is there. Tom soccer styles it out towards the wing, and it'll be a line ball to Cashel. Straight away, the Mostrim team now, and Mostrim goals have been hounded. Say 2 minutes on in the game, and Cashel have shown their intention, despite playing against a very strong breeze. Brendan Smith, the orchestrator of so many of the Cashel moves. And Cashel tend to work a lot of stuff off his frees. The ball breaks around the goals, and as you can see, it will be a kick out to Mostrim. So as we said, despite what we expected was early Mostrim pressure with the wind, Cashel have taken the bull by the horns, so to speak, and they already lead 1 point to no score. Tom Gallagher's men yet to settle really in front of him, and it'll be a few anxious moments for Tom. Up he comes at the kick. Willie Kennedy breaks it. Willie plays the ball, first time down the field. It hops, Mel Noonan. As you can see, the hard ground, the ball is hopped a bit, and Mickey O'Hara has a hefty challenge in there, and Jim Penny, the bearded Cashel full back. And Jim is getting rather gingerly to his feet. Obviously, but somewhat winded, but Jim will be all right. Henry Kenny comes on, a little pat on the bum, and Jim should be all right. So the kick out now. Joe Mulvihill with the kick. He plays a high ball. And Robin Lane, a very sharp looking forward in the early stages. Mick Casey did not. He hooshes one Edgerton on one side. He's brought down. He seems to be fouled, but the referee is allowed the play to go on. He blows his whistle and it'll be a free to Mostrim. Tony Garvey wants to take a quick one. He does. He plays it to Christy Kennedy. Christy plays a high, dangerous ball. Everyone's to Cashel goal. Mickey O'Hara's there. Mel Noonan is there. With the ball evades him, and Anthony Milli's there. Mickey O'Hara palms it out, and it'll be a kick out to Cashel. Seemed to be a very dangerous situation there, but Anthony Milla was allowed to curb the awesome danger of Mr. Noonan, much to the relief of the Cashel boys. It seemed to go off Mickey O'Hara, but obviously the umpires have given it 45, and Christy Kennedy will be the taker. And just we see off camera here, Mick Casey is hobbling. What a tragedy it would be for Cashel if it was a serious injury, because you can see from even this early stages he really is dominating things around the middle. Kennedy with a good kick in towards the Cashel goal. It's very high into Logan and Noonan. Noonan catches brilliantly. He's being pulled out. If he kicks it high, dropping dangerously around the Cashel square. Boots going in for it there everywhere, but the Cashel man has it. In the personage of Mick Kenny, no better man to get a ball in a situation like that. And he knew what to do with it. Terry McGovern gives him the free out, and he relieves the pressure on the Cashel goal. Jim Kenny. It's a job of taking these kickouts today. As if he hadn't enough to do marking Mel Noonan. So anyway, the ball is landed around the middle of the field. Punched on there by Cashel. Billy Kennedy is there. He's been chased by Mike Kenny. His shot is blocked down. Cameron Guinness is there. He's hooked in the back by Mike Kenny, and it'll be a free to Mostrim. Mostrim yet to settle. They're still going, fumbling a lot of efforts, and yet to be positive enough. And this is the sort of thing that Cashel will really feed off. So Kennedy tries to sharpen up his boys. He plays it into the middle of the field, but Mick Kenny is there. Mick has been pulled by Sean Logan, and it'll be a free out to Mostrim. A lot of pulling and dragging in the early stages. Normal Mulvihill. Jim Kenny now will take this kick out. Normal Mulvihill, who has a big job on hand today. He has to watch Finton shoot. County under 21 for Longford this year. But Jim with the kick out. He's getting good distance in these kicks against the wing. Christy Kennedy gathers the ball. He plays it right footed. Mel Noonan is there. Mel sidesteps, one man. He launches. Oh, mighty kick. A mighty kick. He's dropping dangerously. Yes, Anthony Emilio catches it. Very sound with the goalkeeping there after a dangerous kick in by Noonan. Casey clears the ball high up the field. The ball is broken away. Christy Kennedy is there. Christy does a sidestep and plays the ball high. Obviously this pride by the Mostrim team. Liam Tierney is there. Liam takes it high and harmlessly wide. Indeed, Liam was under a lot of pressure there. As you can see, the nature of this game is that Cashel are going to harass Mostrim at every possible opportunity. They know that Tierney's one of the danger men in that Mostrim team, and they were in on top of him like flies that time. We see under our camera here that Finton Shoot is hobbling, and even from here I could simply say that he's obviously carried an injury into the game, and by the look on the Mostrim bench he will not be taking part for much longer. They're warming up a sub at this stage. Tony Garvey leaves the free to Christy Kennedy. Mostrim free taker in chief. Christy with the hands on the hip. Finton Shoot, as you can see, he's removing a bandage, and obviously in serious difficulty. John Smith, Mostrim trainer. Yes, and Lynn has been introduced. Jerry Lynn is now on field for Finton Shoot. The ball breaks in around the Cashel goals, but Mickey O'Hara is hooshed over the line by Sean Melia, showing how a cornerback should really be able to do their work, and it'll be a free out for Cashel. Jerry Lynn, the number 19. Will he be able to add this bit of punch? A big blow for Mostrim, as Finton Shoot would normally be used as a midfielder at some stage of the game. And now he removes one of Mostrim's options, but Mick Casey plays the ball low, up to Dinny Bannon. Dinny getting a lot of space early on. He's been chased by Joe McEnroe. Joe's with him. He sidesteps him beautifully inside. He's bearing down on the Mostrim goal now. Dinny, he's been tackled by Tom McGuinness. He goes down, and it'll be a free into Cashel. Terry McGovern thinks that Dinny is doing a little bit of histrionics. He doesn't even want anyone to talk to him. He's pushing Henry Kenny away off the field. He thinks that Dinny is all right. Terry, who was involved in an incident here in the Slashers Mostrim game, and he obviously will have learned a lot from that. Dinny appears to be getting up very gingerly, and Brendan Smith will have the opportunity of getting a fairly scoreable free for Cashel. So with a little over 10 minutes gone, the score still remains 1 point to Cashel, no score to Mostrim. Can Brendan Smith add to Cashel's tally? Up he comes. He kicks it. It's a good one. The umpire goes for his flag, and Cashel now lead Mostrim by 2 points to 0. Terry McGovern has it noted in his book. And we can safely say from after watching about 12 minutes of the game that the Cashel boys are showing all the enthusiasm with which they had when they almost won 3 in a row. And obviously the appetite is still there, and Mostrim have a big task on hand today after they curb the boys in red and black. The ball is dropped around the middle of the field. Robin Lane gets it. An elusive little character he's proven to be indeed. Pat Hughes is there. Pat, Mostrim, stalwart cornerback, plays the ball out to Tony Garvey, but Tony can't collect. It goes to Porrick Garvey. Porrick is grounded by Tony Garvey, and it'll be a free into Cashel. Brendan Smith with the free. We said on our introduction that Mostrim are known for fluid football forward play, but I think Cashel are showing us a fine example how forwards should play today. Brendan Smith. Well fielded in there by McEnroe. He's been surrounded by Johnny Klein. He plays the ball left foot out the field. Willie Kennedy is there. Brendan Smith knocks it from him. It goes to Denny Bannon. Denny is shaking and turning. He plays the ball dangerously in towards the square. Pat Hughes is there, and Colin McGarry is there. Collects. Johnny Klein just misses him with a charging shoulder. The ball breaks in there. Tom McGuinness is in on his own there. He comes out. He plays the ball left out underneath the stand there, but Mick Casey is there on his own. He plays it to Brendan Smith. A punch pass to Mike Kenny. He plays the ball in turn to Porrick Carby, a very strong man on the ball. Carby's going through. He kicks the ball high. And it's over the bar. Another score for Cashel. Another score for Cashel. Cashel now lead Mostrim 3 points to 0. And would you believe it, Mostrim have the win advantage. So obviously a very bright opening for Cashel. But the men in red and green have been this way before, and Cashel know that the experience that Mostrim have cleaned in the last couple of years will stand to them and will not be overawed by any margin. So the ball breaks in the middle of the field. Willie Kennedy plays a punted pass up towards the corner to Mickey O'Hara. Mickey is there, but this time Jim Kenny is there. Jim takes a hefty chance from Liam Tierney, but still comes out with the ball. Terry McGovern now gives him a free, and it'll be a free out to Cashel. Brendan Smith takes a free kick in his own full back line. He plays the ball to Mick Casey. Mick plays it up the field. Tony Garvey is there. Jerry Farrell is there. Almost his brother-in-law, Jerry, dives. No love lost yet. And it'll be a line ball to Mostrim. Jim Kenny, we've heard from the Cashel camp, carried a leg injury into the game, and it was even doubtful up to the last minutes. It was a very well kept secret whether he'd be able to play or not. But the game resumes. Lovely piece of play there by Sean Melia. He plays the ball to Stephen Tierney. Stephen plays it straight back over the bar, and Mostrim have registered their first score. So the score now: Cashel 3 points, Mostrim 1 point, and about 15 minutes gone in the game. Nice bit of work there by Sean Melia, but his clearance was somewhat astray, and Stephen Tierney punished him. Jim Kenny, in absolutely no rush with any of these kick-outs. He reckons he'll be playing against the wind long enough. Up he comes, a good long run. The ball landing around the middle of the field again. The Cashel men bent on breaking every ball around the middle of the field. No Mulgeen is there. Gutsy little player is known. He plays the ball up the field, but John Victory is there. Porrick Carby is there, being confronted by Tony Garvey. Johnny Klein roving out the field, but John Victory is roved out after him. Dave Dowd are trying to break through, but Willie Kennedy pulls on the ball first time. Then he goes as far as Brendan Smith, who can't seem to keep away from the ball in the early stages. But his pass is misjudged by Robin Lane, and it'll be a sideline ball to Mostrim. Colin McGarry, Mostrim stalwart cornerback. Despite his tender years, he's very experienced at this level. Christy Kennedy Nice fielding, but he shot is blocked down by Diddy Bannon of all people. The ball breaks out and Porrick Carberry is now there. Porrick plays a high ball in towards the Mostrim corner forward position. But the ball goes straight over the end line or sideline, and it'll be another sideline ball from Colin McGarr. As we were saying, despite his tender years, he's very, very experienced. Up he comes with his kick. Not as far this time, but Liam Tierney is there. Dinny Bannon chasing like the terrier he is all over the field. Sean Logan is there. Mel Noonan gets to the ball first. Mel. The roar goes up as Noonan gets the ball. He plays a dangerous ball across the road to Mickey O'Hara. Mickey O'Hara shoots, it's high. And it's over the bar. So, Cashel 3 points, Mostrim 2 points. And the Mostrim crowd who have come here in the hundreds are really relieved to see that ball going over the bar. They really would be expecting to do a little bit better with the wind, but maybe now that they have a couple of scores on the board, they'll be able to settle down and play the sort of football we know they can do. Because at this moment, Cashel are on top. And Jim Kenny, another right out the middle of the field, and Cashel seem to be all over them out here. Christy Kenny with a hefty challenge there on Porrick Carberry, and it'll be a free to Cashel. Terry McGovern, who's had no real problems in reffing this game so far. Both teams are sporting and know each other very well, and hopefully it'll carry on like that. Mick Casey, a good kick. But John Victory's out in front of Johnny Klein. He falls. Bravely holds on to the ball. He's been surrounded by Cashel men. He tries to go out, and Terry McGovern gives him the free. Which he will not take himself. Joe McEnroe will take. Joe, club captain, will he be holding Sean Connolly this evening? He plays a free. Stephen Tierney seems to be pushed, but Mick Kenny comes out with the ball. He's been tackled by Stephen Tierney, pulled out of, and it'll be another free to Cashel. A lot of broken play early on, and a lot of pulling and dragging. Mainly, may I say, by the Mostrim players at this stage. As Cashel, like greyhounds out of a trap, they're raring to go. Pat Hughes comes out. Fine piece of fielding by Hughes. He plays the ball up. Lovely ball to Liam Tierney. Liam now. Little more room than he's had to date, but he plays the ball in, and Jim Kenny is there. Tower of strength early on. He plays the ball to Brendan Smith. Brendan seems to be going slow, but makes the room for himself. To Mick Casey. Mick Casey on the run now. He's gone 20 yards. He's gone 25 yards. He's lost his boot. He shoots. It goes to Johnny Klein. A goal! It's in the back of the net. Oh, a goal by Johnny Klein as Mick Casey runs 30 yards to the ball, loses his boot, he passes the ball to Johnny Klein, and the ball is in the back of the net. And that's the tonic that Cashel wanted. 1-1 to 2 points. And now we hear the Cashel roar from the stand. Now the Cashel team and supporters know that they really have a fine chance now to bury Mostrim, even before half-time. Against the wind, Mostrim haven't used their advantage. And can this goal now act as a spur to them? Willie Kennedy, he's been dragged now. He plays the ball to Tony Garvey. Tony cheeks one side. He plays the ball high down the field. Plays the Cashel 50-yard line. But Jim Kenny is there. What a game he's having early on. He plays the ball high up the field. Garvey is there. The ball is broken down. Willie Kennedy is going for it. So too is Jerry Farrell. Denny Bannon is there, centre half forward, rolling all over the field. Plays the ball up to Robin Lane. Robin Lane, he's in through. He plays the ball in to Porrick Carberry. Porrick Carberry has scored an opportunity here. He shoots. Oh, and it's just wide. Just wide of Tommy Gallagher's far post. So Mostrim are living on tender hooks and living very, very dangerously thus far. And we've almost 20 minutes gone in the game. The score is 1-1, and 1-3 to 2 points. There's 6 points to 2. Cashel have a 4-point advantage. Joe McEnroe plays the ball down the field. This time it goes to Mickey O'Hara. Mickey O'Hara, one of Mostrim's in danger men. Mickey looks up, he shoots, and it's all the way. A lovely score by O'Hara. So that brings back the deficit now. 6 points. to 3 in points, or 1-1 or 1-3 to 3 points. And the Mostrim forward line yet to get the supply that they can use and get scores off. Jim Kenny looking around. As we said before, Jim is in absolutely no rush. Man of years of experience at this level. And they will not, under any circumstance, relinquish this lead very, very lightly. So we have a game finally poised now. The 3 very well set up for the second half already. Mick Casey comes through. Oh, another one of these runs. He's been chased by Jerry Lynn. Mostrim seem to have no answer for these Casey runs. Casey is fell to the ground and Tony Garvey comes out with the ball. Garvey plays the ball up towards Mickey O'Hara, but Mick Kenny is in there after. Mick puts O'Hara to the ground and then plays a lovely ball to Denny Bannon. Denny is soloing up the field, seems to have acres of room. He jinks inside Willie Kennedy, or at least he tries. Willie holds him back. Then Denny plays the ball in to Robin Lane. Robin gets inside Colin McGarrett. Colin pulls out of him. And as you can see, it'll be another free to Cashel. Cashel playing like champions. And with the men of Brendan Smith's calibre and Mick Casey, Jim Kenny, Mick Kenny playing so well on the day, Mostrim are really up against it. Up comes Smith. Dangerous looking one. Dave Dowd misses it by inches, and Pat Hughes allows the ball to go over the sideline or the end line, and it'll be a kick out to Mostrim. So now Tom Gallagher, can he rally his forces? Can he get the best out of the men in the green and red? Dropping around the middle of the field again. Brendan Smith once more, plays it to Mick Casey. That'll be a same routine. Casey, referee gives him advantage. He shrugs off Tommy Guinness's challenge. He plays the ball into Tom Gallagher. Tom Gallagher jinks and sidesteps. He plays the ball high out the middle of the field. Liam Terry is there. Mostrim will have to rely on Terry and the likes to try and pull this game almost out of the fire, and it's not good enough the second half. Mickey O'Hara plays the ball in. Dangerous into Mel Noonan, the man who can do all for Mostrim. Inside, Noonan is inside. He's been chased by Jim Kenny. He shoots. Oh, what a goal! What a goal for Mostrim! And now we have a game. The scores are level. Noonan, the man we said was the most charismatic figure in Atlantic football, proves. And his adoring fans will go wild with that score. A beautiful score. And now, can that goal waken the sleeping giant that Mostrim have been the first 25 minutes of this game? Jim Kenny now knows what Noonan is all about. Will he be equal to the task? Up he comes. Christy Kennedy gets the ball. It goes to Noonan. Jim Kenny hooses the ball out over the sideline, and it'll be a line ball to Mostrim. So the place is a buzz now. Teams level. Mostrim took a long time to get into the strike, and now that they have, surely this game is very, very well set up indeed. Christy Kennedy. High kick in towards the goal, but Mike Kenny is there. He does one drink too many, and it'll be a free into Mostrim. Uncharacteristic mistake here by Mike Kenny, and he's arguing with Terry McGovern, but Terry will not change his mind. So it'll be a free in to Mostrim. And despite the Cashel dominance, Christy Kennedy has this ball to put Mostrim in the lead. An easy one for Christy. He should do it, and indeed he does. Mostrim are in the lead. 1-3 to 1-4. And now Mostrim with about 5 minutes left with this wind advantage. Can they tag on some sort of a lead to give Cashel something to aim at? Or are the Cashel men going to come back in? Jim Kenny, once again. There's a lovely ball out the middle of the field where he knows Tariq Carberry is there. Tariq, who's been dominating the exchange in the middle of the field. Once again, he's been fouled, and it'll be another free to Cashel. Mick Casey will be the taker. His forays up the field now cost him anxiety and consternation every time he gets the ball in the Mostrim defence. Dinny Bannon. There's a punted pass into Dave Dowd. Dave Dowd now hits the ball high, looking good, but just wide of Gallagher's left-hand post. A good effort by Dowd, and nicely set up by Dinny Bannon. As we said before, Cashel forwards are moving very, very fluid today, and they're given somewhat of an exhibition. The Mostrim men not to be outdone. Gallagher with the kick out towards the middle of the field. We've seen a bit of shoving there. Willie Kennedy gets the ball. His shot is blocked down. Of course, to Dinny Bannon. Dinny has been pulled out of by Joe McEnroe to be a free to Cashel. So now, Brendan Smith. As you can guess, the same routine with Smith. Obviously, he's taken all these frees, and they have plans worked from every one of them. This one goes in towards Dave Dowd. Dave steps inside back Hughes. He's inside the 14. He shoots. Goal! Oh, straight away a goal for Dave Dowd. We said they had plans worked off these frees. We didn't know they had that one. Oh, what a goal by Dave Dowd. And now the bat is surely in the fire as far as Mostrim are concerned. 2-3 to 1-4. The goal that Mostrim didn't want to concede after just struggling to get back into the lead, and they had not 2 minutes to relax on that lead, and now Cashel are back into the lead themselves. Brendan Smith now knocks the ball to Mick Casey. Mick plays another high ball up the field. Tony Garvey is there. Dinny Bannon is there. Jerry Farrell is there. Jerry comes out with the ball. He punts it to Dave Dowd. Davy Dowd inside again. Left footed. It's high and it's wide this time. So the score, 9 points to 7. Cashel are back in the game and back in the lead. John Smith runs in. He's obviously making some sort of a change in there in the Mostrim full back line. Or indeed, I think it's Colin McGarry has come out to centre half back. Joe McEnroe has gone to right corner back, and Paddy Hughes is moving over to left corner. From Mostrim, in an effort to curb these Cashel forwards, have made a change. Will it work? Christy Kennedy now catches the ball. He punches it out to Jerry Lynn. Jerry plays a low ball in towards Mickey O'Hara. Mickey comes out, collects it beautiful, plays it to Liam Tierney. Liam Tierney in an empty room. Liam shoots over the bar. 1-5 to 2-3. 8 points to 9. And now the game, end-to-end football, one could say. When you consider the pressure and the high-tight situation that there is out there, it's been a very fine example of football. And Jim Kenny, the other guy, the bearded Jim, whose injury has not thwarted him in the slightest. The man of steel, if there ever was one. Out he comes. A high ball, dropping around the middle of the field. Christy Kennedy is there. Willie Kennedy is there. Willie plays it left footed, but only as far as Mick Casey. Mick Casey once again goes up the field. He's been chased by Tony Garvey. Tony left on him, but Casey nonchalantly runs through his pass. It was foul, and will be a free to Cashel. Terry McGovern, obviously having a word with Tony Garvey, reckons he's doing a little bit too much pulling. But what was one supposed to do when you see Mick Casey coming up the field like that? And awesome threat on any backline. So Brendan Smith, we said had the plan on every free, have the one on this one. I'm sure the Mostrim backs will be expecting now anything from this situation here. Not so much of a wave, but it goes to Dave Dowd again. Being chased by Joe McEnroe. Inside Joe McEnroe. He touches the ball. He tells Bannon. And the quiet game so far does has, but goes to Liam Tierney. Liam Tierney plays the ball to Tom McGuinness. Tom McGuinness plays the ball up to Noonan. Noonan. The crowd roar as Noonan gets the ball. He plays it high. Very high. In towards Sean Rogan. But Sean Logan can't get to it and the ball has gone wide. So obviously there's still some fight left on both sides. 8 points to 9, and we're drawn close to half-time now. It depends on what Terry McGovern is going to add on. Another kick out for Cashel. Liam Tierney this time punches it. It goes for Mick Casey. He takes a lot of stopping, and the referee is giving him another free. Indeed, he's blown the half-time whistle. So now, with the score, 9 points to Cashel, 8 points to Mostrim, were agreed 2-3 to 1-5. Cashel, who are playing against the wind, put one of the finest first half performances that we've seen in Pearse Park in the county final in a long, long time. Can they follow on that first half performance, take advantage of the win in the second half, and bring the Sean Connolly back home to the tidiest village in Longford? This and more we learn in the second half, and we'll be back to join you as soon as it commences.
Please.
Attention please. Nissan Sentra 3RX 481 is causing
the town man leaves the field.
obstruction.
The teams are on the field and ready for the second half. Terry McGovern checks with his linesmen and officials, and we're ready for the throw-in. In it goes. Pádraig Carvery straight away. Going to continue where he left off. Straight away he's been fouled by Tony Garvey, and it'll be a free to Cashel. Brendan Smith, as his namesake, John Smith, the Mostrim team mentor. Has he put the fire into his Mostrim cares? Can they pull this game out of the fire? Brendan Smith plays a low ball in. Pat Hughes is there. Tony Garvey is there. He slides in on Robin Lane, but Robin Lane gets the ball. He plays the ball left-footed, high, and just wide. A fine effort, but the ball has just gone wide. So just to remind you of the score, 2-3 to 1-5, 9 points to 8. And the 1986 Senior Football Championship final in Longford is but a half an hour away. Is it from Mostrim or is it from Cashel? We await Tom Gallagher's kick out. One wonders what will unfold in the ensuing half hour. The ball is caught brilliantly there by Willie Kennedy. Willie plays the ball high up towards Stephen Tierney. Stevie misjudges the ball. It goes to Mick Casey, plays it left foot down the field. Goes to Joe McEnroe. Joe catches it and brings it out over the line. Somewhat unluckily, and it'll be a line ball to Cashel. So, Brendan Smith. It's a lovely short pass into Diddy Bannon. Colin McGarry's chasing with him. Colin McGarry's pulling him, and Colin McGarry's fouled him. So Brendan Smith now, with what for him is an easy free. One of the finest exponents of free taking that Longford possibly has ever seen is Brendan when he's on his day. I hope we don't put him off by saying that. Nevertheless, up he comes. Indeed, we have put him off, and uncharacteristically he puts it wide. So the score remains Cashel 2-3, Mostrim 1-5. Tom Gallagher. It'll be interesting to see what sort of distance and what sort of variation he has in these kickouts against this strong breeze. Dropping around the middle of the field. This time the Cashel men break, but Colin McGarry is there. Colin, there's the ball left and running as far as Mick Kenny. Roving up the field, he plays the ball high, dangerously in towards the Edgestown goal area, and the ball has gone off Pat Hughes and it'll be a 50. So Cashel obviously have started where they finished off. But can they finish off this Mostrim team? Another question entirely. Smith, as we mentioned, his bandage before, is doing great work. There's no sign of him to tire or limp at any stage. Up he comes with the free, dropping dangerously in there, but John Victory there, fine catch by John. He plays the ball high up the field. The ball breaks there, and Christy Kennedy is there. Christy plays the ball low, up towards Mel. Tries to get away, but he's gone over the sideline and it'll be a line ball to Cashel. Mel looks at the linesman in a steely glance, but there's nothing he can do about it. It'll be a line ball to Jim Kenny, his immediate opponent. The linesman wants Jim to put the ball on the line. You can place it yourself, he says, but you can't place it anyway. Jim resettles himself. Up he comes. Tom McGuinness is there, but the ball breaks him. Goes as far as Des Bannon. Des tries to get away with it. He jinks, he turns, and he's fouled it. And it'll be a free to Mostrim. Tom, who's had a quiet game so far, but so indeed is Des Bannon. Up he comes. He goes to Christy Kennedy. Christy plays the ball low in towards Mel Noonan. Mostrim's most dangerous foul. Mel is fouled when he seemed to be away at that time. Not much of an advantage in that, but nevertheless Mostrim have got a free. Mel, who lost his boot, was so intent on trying to beat Cashel, I don't think he realises it yet. Up comes Kennedy with the free. It's a dangerous looking run, it's punched and it's over the bar. Punched over the bar by Willie Kennedy. And the teams are now level. 2-3, 1-6. 9 points apiece. So are Mostrim going to do what they did to Cashel a couple of years ago here in the semi-final? The very same thing happened. Cashel had the breeze in the second half, but amazingly Mostrim held them scoreless and happened to win the county final that year. If they beat Cashel today, they'll definitely win the county final, but can they hold Cashel scoreless in this second half? A lot to ask indeed. The ball goes in, but Colin McGarry plays a high ball up. Stephen Terry's there, Sean Logan is there. Jim Kenny comes out, he shrugs off the challenge. He plays the ball to Porrick Carberry. Fine game Porrick has had. Porrick plays a high ball up, but Colin McGarry is there. Mostrim off back line now. It seems to be a little bit more fiery, and can they make all the difference? He plays the ball to Pat Hughes. Pat plays the ball up underneath the stand. He plays it to Willie Kennedy. Willie lets it fall. It goes to Jerry Lynn. Jerry being chased by Mike Kennedy. He plays the ball. A nice pass up, but this time Mick Casey is there. Mick plays a high, long relieving clearance. It hops. It doesn't fool Pat Hughes, who pans it beautifully into John Victory. John, yet again, there's another long ball to Jerry Lynn. Jerry, nice punted pass to Stephen Tierney. Mostrim now. This seems more like the Mostrim we know. He plays a high ball into the corner. Joe Mulvihill is there. He was pushed by Sean Logan. The referee says, play on. Mickey O'Hara plays it inside. But Jim Kenny is there on his own, and it'll be a free out to Cashel. So Mostrim posing somewhat more of a threat in the early stages of the second half. Somewhat of a paradox. Will Jim Kenny's men be able to do what Mostrim really didn't do to the fullness of their ability to take full advantage of this breeze? Now, Christy Kennedy. There's a lovely ball into Sean Logan. Sean, lovely sidestep. He's through. He's through. He's being chased by Joe Mulvihill. He kicks the ball high, and it's just gone wide. just wide there. And Mostrim, Logan had a chance to put Mostrim in the lead, but somewhat unlucky in his finish after creating a lovely opener. So the score remains 2-3 to 1-6. And Noel Mulvehill, obviously second in command at these kickouts, will be taking the kick out. Up he comes. A nice one indeed it is. Yet again is broken now. This time Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn is in the space. He kicks high, and once again just agonisingly for Mostrim, just wide. So Mostrim have had two close wides in close succession there. Is it a sign of things to come? Noel Mulvehill trying to rally his men around him now. He doesn't want any complacency to creep in, because they know you cannot give Mostrim, or a team of Mostrim's calibre, 5 minutes in a game and they could have you beaten out of sight. So up he comes. Another high ball, and Mostrim dominating these kickouts now. There's the ball to Noonan. Noonan, jinking, turning. There's the ball to Lynn. Lynn. Ball goes into Mickey O'Hara. Mickey O'Hara in the goals. He shoots high and over the bar. The roar goes up, and Mostrim are now in the lead. For the second time in the game, may I add. 9 points to 10. 1-7 to 2-3. The game very finely poised indeed. And Jim Kenny is back in the kickouts. Mostrim seemed to like the way Noel Mulvehill was kicking them out. I think they got the three of them. So can Jim make the big difference in his kick out? He was getting good distance against the wind, and indeed he's going to get a distance with the wind indeed as well. Des Bannon, there's the ball high. Obviously Des Bannon has been switched. Goes to Joe McEnroe, lovely piece of fielding by McEnroe. Played back in the corner, but not one bit put off by that. It goes to Mike Kenny. Mike being chased by Willie Kenny. He's been stolen from him by Willie. He plays the ball high up the field. Noonan is there, but he's beaten by Mick Casey. Mick Casey plays the ball to Brendan Smith, to Corey Carberry. Carberry shoots inside, plays another pass into Dinny Bannon. Dinny Bannon shoots, and it's gone wide. Dinny Bannon cannot believe himself. The old firm as far as Cashel were concerned. Carberry, Smith and Casey playing the ball to Dinny Bannon, and that normally in years gone by you could write the score in your book, but this time Dinny somewhat misjudged his shot and it's just gone wide. But nevertheless, lots of time left. We're only 3 minutes into this first half. Tommy Gallagher with the kick. Corey Carberry in space, bearing down on the goals. A very strong player when he's running at the goals. There's a high ball, and he in turn shows if Dinny Bannon can do it, so can I, and he also kicks a wide. So Tom Gallagher, I'm sure, quite relieved that Cashel have yet to put on their scoring boots in this second half. Gallagher, the county goalkeeper. There's a high ball. Liam Tierney is there. As you can see, two Cashel men around him. There's going to be no easy way out here. There's the ball to Colin McGarrett. Tony Garrett. Tenacious little player is Garvey. He's been tackled and he's been fouled by Robin Lane. And he'll be a free. Terry McGovern will ask Tony Garvey to bring it back at 2 inches. And indeed Garvey will. So now Tony and his fellow cohorts in the half-back line know they have really a big job on hand here. Garvey plays the ball up the field to Liam Tierney. No, it's Mel Noonan. Noonan plays the ball in to Sean Logan. Oh, it's Mickey O'Hara. But the sun is putting us off a little bit here. And Noonan. A very hefty challenge on Brendan Smith. The crowd, the roar goes up. But Smith, much to the annoyance of the Cashel supporters, remains down. He took a hefty challenge from O'Hara, and as he was getting up from it, Noonan came in with the shoulder, and you can see the end result. Brendan Smith is down. A lot of anxious faces around there. Cherry Lynn has a drink of water. Willie Kennedy has a drink of water. John Smith applies a bit of spray to Christy Kenny. Pat Duffy is there as well. Corey Carberry has a drink of the Mostrim water. Brendan Smith flexing his knee. As you can see by the number of Cashel people in there that it's anxious minutes indeed, anxious seconds. He has a drink, obviously he's going to come on for a little bit more. And indeed he is. Typical of the man he is. He'd have to be brought off with a grape before you could get him off. So it's a kick, free kick to Cashel. And Robin Lane gets it now. And Robin Lane wins his free. And Tony Garvey is fouling. And Terry McGovern, who says, Tony, we'll have no more of that. And Garvey's name has gone into the referee's book for persistent personal fouling. And somehow, Garvey's been unfortunate. He's been the man who's to meet Mick Casey and Brendan Smith and these men running in, and he had to do something with them. So Terry McGovern reckons he'll have to do something different from now on. Casey with the kick. It's a good one. They've gone to the left and gone wide. So Mostrim are holding on to this rather tenuous lead, but nevertheless they're holding on to it. 10 points to 9. And Cashel have yet to regain the composure they showed in the first half when they were playing against the wind. Can Tommy Gallagher's men keep this fight up to Cashel? Play the ball is broken, but there's relentless pressure from the middle of the field. Cashel are all over Mostrim out in the middle of the field. Corey Carberry kicks, it's high, it's looking good, and all the way. Beautiful score by Carberry. And once again, we'll say it again, the old firm strikes up that partnership again, and the teams are level. 2-4 to 1-7. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I wouldn't like to have my money on either team at this stage. But even with saying that, Cashel seem to have the dominance. And as you can see from now, their tails are up. Can they make it count? Jerry Farrell, there's a high ball. And Tommy Gallagher is there. Tommy punches the pass out towards Tom McGuinness. He can get it, he does. He jinks, he turns, he plays the ball up towards Willie Kenny, where Willie was tying his lace. Or was it Terry McGovern? Liam Tierney is there. Liam Tierney plays the ball right-footed up the field. In towards Sean Logan. Sean can't get to it. It goes to Des Bannon. Des Bannon plays a long relieving James. Down as far as Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith is there now. Brendan punches the pass in too. Shoots, and it's over the bar. A lovely score there by Cashel's substitution. I regret to say we missed him. Obviously Cashel had made a substitution. Sean Millier's gone off and Kenneth Rollins is on. Kenneth indeed has put over a lovely score and vindicated the Cashel selectors trust in him. A lovely score there by Kenneth Rollins, and he puts his team in the lead. So Cashel have obviously strengthened their back division and put in another lively little forward. Will it make the difference? Garvey goes in with a sliding tackle. Mick Kenny is there. Mel Noonan is there. It'll be a free to Mostrim, or it will not be a throw-up. And kind of a flashpoint, I think we call this. A lot of pushing and shoving. But Terry McGovern seems to have the situation under control, or has he? The ball is thrown up. The big hands of Mick Casey goes up. Oh, what a roar! What a roar the Cashel men give him as he gets it. Another one of these charging runs. Garvey pulls on him again, and Garvey will be very, very lucky indeed. Terry McGovern is able to leave him on the field. Persistent fouling. Normally at this stage, if Terry McGovern was to exact the letter of the law, Garvey could be walked. So he'll have to be very, very careful indeed. Brendan Smith, can he put home the advantage? It hits the post. Hits the post, it's blocked. Tommy Gallagher is there. A let off for Mostrim. Tom McGuinness is there. Still not cleared. Kenny Rollins is there. Tommy Gallagher is there. Tom McGuinness is in support. Gallagher gives it to him. Tom McGuinness plays it out to Joe McEnroe. Nice piece of play by Mostrim in defence there. But it goes straight to Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith plays a high, dangerous looking ball. Pat Hughes and John Victory are there. And between them it is. Victory gets it. He's been tackled there. He plays the ball, left footed. The tenacity of these Cashel forwards is beginning to tell now. Mike Kenny, half back, plays it in. And the ball is gone. The referee has blown a whistle. I think that it'll be a free out to Mostrim. Obviously a bit of pushing and shoving in there around the Mostrim goal. So now Cashel, with the inspirational play of Mick Kenny and Brendan Smith out the field. Can they extend their lead? 2-5 to 1-7. They've had enough opportunities and enough ball, but still haven't put Mostrim out of their misery. Mostrim are still close enough and good enough. Diddy Bannon is there. Diddy kicks. It's high. And it's gone wide. Cashel are cataloguing a lot of wides now. Surely 5 or 6 wides they've had in the second half. And no team, even a team of Cashel's dominance, can afford to keep up that. $11 points to 10. Mostrim get this one. In the passage of Mel Noonan. Noonan, and the usual road goes up. Plays the ball to Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn does. Noonan dives and the ball is get out on the sideline. It'll be a line ball for Cashel. Mick Casey will be the taker. Up he comes. It's a good one. But Pat Hughes is there. So too is John Victory. Victory is fouled as he goes down on that one, and it'll be a free out to Mostrim. Nice piece of play there by Victory. Tony Garvey trying to steal another few inches again. And John Victory will be able to take this free from Mostrim. Up comes Victory. He played in a big game here against against Arda, 3 big county finals last year, and they're going to need all the reserves and everything to learn from that game to beat Cashel now. Dave Dowd plays a high ball, dangerous looking ball, and then once again another wide for Cashel. Cashel and Mostrim dead and only to bury them at this stage if they were able to put over those chances at the kicking wide, but they have not done that yet, and Mostrim are still in this game. Brendan Smith is there. He plays the ball to Mike Kenny. Right half back plays in another ball, and he in turn shows if the forwards can get wides, so can the backs. So now, Cashel piling on the wides. The lead Mostrim by 1 point. They have a very, very strong wind advantage. Can they make it count? The question we've been asking for the last 10 minutes. Tom Gallagher now with the kick out. There's a Mostrim substitution here. Tom Madden is on and Sean Logan is going off. Ball breaks. Robin Lane plays the ball out to Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith looks up. The shot is blocked. There isn't any partial block. It goes in towards Jerry Farrell. Jerry Farrell dangerous inside the square. He shoots and amazingly a shot wide as well. Frustration now, beginning to get into the Cashel forwards. Can they keep this pressure up? Can they keep kicking these wides? They've amounted an amazing number of wides in only about 10 minutes here. Tom McGuinness trying to swing out of Dave Dowd. He plays the ball into Mike Kenny. Cashel are all over Mostrim now. Mike Kenny's been pulled out by Tony Garvey, and it'll be another free. Another free to Cashel, and another easy chance for them to go another point in the lead. Brendan Smith. Nerves of steel, who says he doesn't miss. The last time he did. I wouldn't like to bet him on him this time though. The usual procedure. Up he comes, and it's over the bar. The score now, 2-6, which is 12 points to Mostrim's 1-7, which is 10. Cashel are beginning to widen that gap. Mostrim don't seem to be posing the threat they had in the early stages of the second half, or in the dying stages of the first half. Can they rally their resources now at this stage? It remains to be seen. Yet again, the Cashel man in the middle of the field. Brendan Smith. Is there no way that Mostrim can stop this man? Plays the ball in. Willie Kennedy is there. Willie plays it up to Mel Noonan. Tom Madden is a judge to a foul there, and it'll be a free to Cashel. Mick Casey will be the taker. And now Cashel. One gets this feeling from the Cashel boys. They think they have this county championship. They're playing with the confidence and determination, which seems to have evaded Mostrim there. Brilliant piece of fielding there by Victory. A brilliant piece of fielding. As he averts another piece of danger. And Tom Gallagher will take the kick out. Indeed, Victory was one of the few Mostrim men on the day, unfortunately, who has shone through. Ball goes out again. Liam Tierney trying his heart out, but he's been harassed by 2 or 3 men every time he gets the ball. Plays the ball up yet again. Here I say it, Corey Kirby plays the ball high. He avoids everybody. Tommy Gallagher is there. Tommy now, a little solo. Looks up. Plays the ball to Diddy Barron. Diddy Barron. He shoots. And it's over the bar. Uncharacteristic mistake there by Gallagher, and Diddy Barron has punished him in the most severe way. Cashel are now 3 points for a goal in the lead. 2-7 to 1-7. Can Mostrim stem this incessant tide of Cashel dominance? Mickey Harris back there. See, can he do anything about it? The ball is put in by Cashel substitute. Robin Lane plays it high, and looking goal. What a score. Oh, Cashel really putting the gloss on it now. What a beautiful score there. 14 points to 10. And John McGann has come on in place of Jerry Farrell. Cashel are marching towards the 1986 championship in Longford, and I don't think at this minute there's much Mostrim can do about it. The way they're playing out there, they are absolutely unstoppable. The ball is put in. Pat Hughes, he's not going to give up yet. The ball is played out. Post anywhere at this stage will do Cashel. They're 4 points in the lead. And despite the fact that there's plenty of time left for Mostrim, one gets that impression that if Cashel can keep up this, it would take an inhuman effort on Mostrim's behalf to pull this game out of the fire. McEnroe kicks. Madden is there. He's hoosed out over the sideline, and nothing is going right for Mostrim just now. Brendan Smith, and as you can see, ominous signs indeed. People beginning to leave. Brendan Smith raises one finger. Is it to test the wind, or is there something on here? He plays the ball into the Kenneth Rollins. Plays it into Davy Dowd. What a game this man has had. Plays the ball to Mick Casey. Mick Casey kicks. It's high and it's wide. Mostrim, unfortunately, on the day for themselves so far, have not just had the answer. The Smith, Casey, Carberry and Co. And now as Tom Gallagher waits for this ball to come back. When things aren't going for you, they're not just going for you. And as you can see, neutrals I'm sure are going. The Mostrim fellows will not have thrown in the towel just yet. But a lot of the neutrals here seem to think that the fat is in the fire as far as Mostrim are concerned. The ball is dropping out towards the middle of the field. Yet again Dave Dowd gets it to Brendan Smith. Smith plays the ball in. The Porrick Carberry. Porrick Carberry plays a high ball. Dangerous ball, but just wide again.
Attention, please. Will Bernie Crossan please come to the press box?
And indeed, if one was to say
Thank you.
that if Cashel were to get half the wides, if they had converted half of those scores, this game would all be over at this stage. Gallagher with the kick out. High dropping ball. Yet again the Cashel men are getting it. There's nothing they can do wrong here. Smith puts a high ball in, it's over the bar. 2-9. 15 points to 10. The margin is now 5 points. Can Mostrim do anything about it? Or is this just the mountain they cannot climb? Tom Gallagher. There's a high ball out towards the middle of the field again. Up goes the fist. And this time the bearded Johnny Klein is out for it. Plays it into Dinny Bannon. Dinny Bannon, he's been chased by Pat Hughes. He plays the low ball into Tom Gallagher. Tom Gallagher looking up for some sort of consolation. He plays it out. The two candies run into each other, which typifies what's going on for Mostrim today. Just nothing, but nothing is going right for them. Mick Casey is on the ball now. Will he take the free? No, he leaves it to Brendan Smith. You don't break up a winning routine. Smith points this way, he points that way. Up he comes with the free. He plays it in to Dave Dowd. A fine player, plays it high. Dangerous ball in around the Mostrim square. But John Victory is there. This time he misses it. Jerry Lynn is there. Lynn runs into Johnny Klein. A kind of a big daddy belly attack that was, and it'll be a free out to Mostrim. Lynn, who's lacked nothing in effort or endeavour since he came on. But unfortunately for him and his colleagues, it just wasn't to be their day. Gallagher kicks the ball out. Porrick Carberry plays it in. Ball goes in. McCann plays it. Hooses off his foot to Johnny Klein. It's kicked in again, and yet again it's a score for Cashel. 2-10. The fifth, which is 16 points, to 10 points, 1-7. And now Cashel are in the home straight. And all bar a fall, as Michael O'Hare might say, they're home and dry. But Mostrim, true sportsmen that they are, they'll keep plugging on. They have this amazing belief in themselves. And is O'Hara going to give them the spur that they want? O'Hara plays the ball dangerously in. But it's collected there by Cashel and cleared. Only as far as Jerry Lynn. Super sub from last year, he plays it in. Yet again into Noonan. The roar goes up. Can Noonan do anything about it now? He plays it in high, and it's over the bar. Over the bar indeed. It goes to 1-8 to 2-10, but I'm afraid Bar Mostrim were to get a goal, a quick goal now, it will only be of academic importance. 16 points to 11. 5 points the difference. Minutes left in this county final now. Jim Kenny is thinking about the rakish paddy, I'd say, at this stage. Sean Melia, just making sure that no mistakes are made now. They know well that Mostrim, if they were to get a little bit of luck at all, will be right back into the game, despite the fact that we're running out of time. Lynn to O'Hara, to Lynn. The ball breaks on to Madden, to Garvey, to O'Hara. Garvey again, Garvey to O'Hara, to Garvey. Putting in a last-ditch effort. He shoots and it's agonizingly gone wide. And surely that must be Mostrim's last chance. As we say, 1-8 to 2-10. On the day when glory seems to be going to the boys in the red and black. And their total dominance. And the game is over. Cashel have won the 1986 county final, have comprehensively beaten Mostrim. 1-8, as you can see, Mostrim. Cashel 2-10. Cashel have their experienced and stalwart players to thank. Casey, Carberry, Smith, Denny Bannon. But let's not forget the losers, Mostrim, who've got to their third successive county final. They gave it everything they had, but on the day it just wasn't good enough. A couple of injuries may have thwarted their chance somewhat, but they played it through to the end like the true sportsmen they are. And Cashel, and I know they will be the first to congratulate Cashel on their tremendous victory. A lot of heads hanging low in the Mostrim camp, but they'll be back again. Cashel are the 1986 County Championship winners, and Mike Kenny and all the Kennys and the Bannons and Carberries are going to have a big night tonight. You can see jubilant scenes here. Mostrim tasted this last year when they beat Arda, and now Tom Victory, former player with Mostrim until tragic circumstances ruled him out. There we have the teams coming in. Jubilant scenes down underneath us here. Cashel men just cannot wait to get their hands on this Sean Connolly. Disconsolate Mostrim players walk in. Disconsolate selectors. But they'll be back to fight another day. Cashel will have their moment of glory, and who can deny them? They made hard work over beating Kilo in the first game. Kilo could have bet them, but they went out and hammered them the next day. Against Rathline, they did the same thing. People thought Rathline should have bet them in the first game. Rathline should have bet them in the second game. Rathline didn't beat them. Cashel did. They called them on their experience. And today, once again, despite the fact of shooting hundreds almost of wides, and Mostrim in front in the second half, they never give up the ghost. They kept plugging away. As we've already said, men like Mick Casey, Brendan Smith, Corey Carberry, Dinny Bannon, Johnny Fine, you can see them all there. They're all heroes today. Every man jack of them. They brought on two substitutes in Ken Rollins and John McGann. And even when your day is, when it's going to be your day, it's going to be your day. Both substitutes made a big impression when they come on. There we have the scenes there. Noel Mulvihill, Johnny Klein, unmistakable figure there. Joe Mulvihill is there. Had a quiet game, but did all he had to do in the cornerback position. Jim Kenny. Cashel selectors and mentors, family and friends are going to enjoy this. The Mostrim team sporting enough hanging around to see the Sean Connolly, which had shined up, and Mickey O'Hara had minded for the last year. Will be sent over now, and Brendan Smith will be able to take custody of it, at least for 12 more months. The wind had a big feature on the game. Mostrim didn't use it, and the same could be said of Cashel. They didn't really use the wind advantage until late in the game. So maybe it wasn't really that much of an advantage. So now we join Mel McCormick for the presentation of the cup. And Mel McCormick.
I would like at this opportunity to congratulate all of the teams that took part in today's competition. I would like to compliment the two teams that fought out in the intermediate championship today, Abilara and Columkill. We have to wait for another day for the decider on that one. Today is the day of Cashel. I congratulate them. I congratulate both teams on a very successful evening football. The standard of football is very good. It was a sporting game, and that's what should be expected in a county final. I congratulate Cashel on their win. I suppose they took their chances, but they ran out easy winners in the finish. And for that reason, again, congratulations to Cashel. I will now present the cup, the Sean Connolly Cup, to the Cashel captain.
And the captain today is Frank Carberry. I haven't been invited to forgot any at all. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank first of all the county board for the way they had everything here today. Head on. Next, I'd like to thank the man that took over and done a great job of captaincy for me, Brendan Smith. Next, I'd like to thank three men that have done a great job for Cashel this year. That's our three selectors, Jack Paul, Henry Kay, and Frank Paul. Next, I'd like to thank another man that has done a lot for Cashel, not this year, but in the years gone by. That's our trainer, Peter Bannon. Last of all, I'd like to thank what's out there, our supporters. I thought coming in here today, this game is going to be played in St. Joseph. And we will take these fellas all men. That proves it today. I'd also like to thank Kerry McGovern, who done a great job on refereeing today. Last of all, I'd like 3 cheers for a very gallant Edgertown team. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! And this goes back to where it belongs. Again, you, sir. There's one other job I have to do here. While the match was going on, we had a few people around the ground to select man of the match. The name I have here has been the recipient of the man of the match before. Yeah, you're right. Mick Casey.
After all the speeches, presentations, congratulations Frank Carberry and Mick Casey, and now we go ahead to Cashel and join the celebrations there.
That excitement, we're now going to talk to some of the stars that were in action today. I have here now beside me Mike Kenny, and I suppose the first question I'll ask you, Mike, is how does it feel after winning your 4th championship medal?
Well, there's a song that Ray Lynham sings, and he says something about the sweetest of all. This one was the sweetest of all.
Why would you say that, Mike?
Well, we were written off by practically everybody, bar a few very, very close to our own in the club. And there's a few I'd mention in particular, but I'm such a nice fella, I wouldn't mention names, but there's journalists that must feel eating their heart out tonight.
Would you feel sad for them, Mike?
For Mostrim, they're as nice a bunch as lads as you could wish to meet. I would definitely feel sorry for Mostrim, but there's a few around that has written us off, not this year, but for years and up and down for the last 2 or 3 years. But Mostrim, I would feel sorry for Mostrim, and I'd say in the next day or two we'll meet and we'll have a chat and a good socialise. Mostrim, I would feel sorry for Mostrim, yeah.
Were you confident going into today's game, Mike?
I wouldn't say confident, but I believed we would win it. Mostrim were missing John Smith, Kevin Hughes and Paul Connell. We had Robin Lane, Kenneth Rollins, Pádraig Carberry, a plus from last year. They had minuses. Like nobody thought that we had a plus at all, but this year they wrote us off because of our age. They didn't read into the 3 or 4 lads I've mentioned, and I think that's the rock they perished on.
As a family man, Mike, what does this mean to you?
Well, as a family man, it's something that Cashel are. Cashel are a family club. It's something that we have inbred. There was more mascots, I'd say, than there ever was anywhere around. And somebody said to me after the game that it was a good job they were there, that they averaged out the age difference between mascots and players. They said that the young lads marched between the old lads and they averaged it out, and maybe that's the way it worked out.
It has been a long, hard road over here tonight, or would I be underestimating in saying that?
Well, not a long, hard road. We're glad it's this road we had to come when we did lose. That is not to some other areas in the county where we wouldn't be as welcome, or to some clubs that we don't have the close relationships that we have with the Cashel club. And the fact that we're quite happy and graceful in defeat as long as Cashel beat us, because we know that we beat Cashel at the semi-final stage last year, and they were just as graceful as we are now, and that's the way we want to be. But us two clubs have a great relationship going, and long may it be so.
Tom, do you think was there tactics involved in Cashel's win today?
No, tactics, possibly. Your team finished up as the way it clicked against Rathcline in the last 10 minutes, with Davy Dowd left full and Denny and the 40. But overall, your strength at round, as I said when I was interviewed by the paper, your strength in the centre, the diamond as I call it, which is centre half back, centre field, and the centre half forward position. They were your key positions today, and that's what saw you through. You were on top there in them vital areas, and we had no answer to it.
And what about that myth of the old men, Tom?
That is, the old men came out on top today. The oldest man playing got a goal, Johnny Klein, and great credit to Johnny, as a lot of people wrote him off even 2 years ago. He was taken off in one of your matches this year, and he came back with a bang and proved that he still has a lot to offer to the Cashel club yet.
Thanks, Tom. And I'm now with Pat Duffy, Secretary of the Mostrim Club, and I'll have to ask you, how do you feel, Pat, after today?
Well, not as disappointed as I would be if it was any other club. I mean, Cashel, to me last year, are the ultimate in sportsmanship. And I felt that the injury to John Smith last year, which was a pure accident against Johnny Klein, the concern shown by Cashel players for John Smith against Cashel last year was, to me, a pure effort of sportsmanship. They were very concerned, and they offered every advice, every concern they could have. And I think Cashel, to me, are our team in Longford, who are pure sportsmen, good footballers, pure sportsmen, and a good club.
Tell me, Pat, you were hot favourites going into today's game. How did you feel about holding the mantle of favourites?
Holding the mantle of favourites, to me, I felt that reaching the final today, we had beaten a Drumlish team who were champions last March, who were tipped to win the championship. Any team that played, Jimmy Hannify, corner forward, Paddy Patlan and our fastest man, Liam Tierney, Brahand, Kevin Hannify is the sub. Well, they had 3 county winners in the line, plus Jerry Crow, a former county footballer. To me, it didn't make sense. So to me, Drumlish were a much overrated team. Slashers again, likely so. Slashers were much overrated. Didn't deserve the mantle. We beat two big names with two bad teams, and then we were put in as favourites.
So you're saying undeservedly so?
On the performance, we beat two big names with two bad teams.
So would you believe it then the press were more or less a reason for your defeat today?
I would often always visit the press. The press did the press offered what they thought was the right attitude towards it. When Galway hurt us last week proved it. They were favourites against a core team who had struggled to beat Antrim. I think today was the same. We said last week, we hope we don't repeat the efforts of Galway. Galway and ourselves are in the same boat. We were two big names, two favourites after beating two bad teams, but just to find the means that we're going to win it.
For next year, Pat, what do you reckon?
While to get what we've got this year, we've been this is our third final in a row. We've lost John Smith, Kevin Hughes, two staunch players. But with all due respect to John Victory, he's taken over a full back. Definitely a man who has played his heart this year at full back. John Smith hasn't been missed in that position. It's hard to lose two players the calibre of those. Plus Bernard O'Connell, Jerry Lynn appeared for the last couple of matches. It's hard to lose players like that. But again, it's gratifying for a club to reach three finals in a row. To win one out of three to us is some consolation. But we couldn't have lost today to a better team.
Well, congratulations, Pat, anyway, for getting that far anyway. And back with me now, Brendan Lennon from Kilo, who Cashel defeated in the first round. Brendan, if you were out there today, do you think would you have pulled it off?
Oh, it's hard to know. Cashel were there, Kilo weren't, so in over the hour, Cashel deserved to win the game. By all standards, it wasn't a very good game of football, I thought, over the hour. The first half was the best half. Second half was poor enough. But Cashel took the scores in the last 15 minutes and deserved to win by a lot more, but they won the game.
If you were a Cashel man, Brendan, do you think would there have been anything different that you would have done about today?
No, I think Edgestown played a sort of into Cashel's barrow, and especially in the second half. Crowding around the middle of the field, like where you have 4 or 5 players over 6 foot, and Edgestown had no answer to that. So, yeah, no answer. Edgestown had no answer on the day. So they bunched it too much, I thought, in the second half. And Cashel, it took them a long time to score in the second half. But when they started, they scored 4 or 5 points on the trot. Edgestown never replied. So over the hour, I think Cashel did deserve to win the game.
Kilo's hopes for 1987?
I wouldn't have any prospect for 1987 for Kilo. I reckon Edgestown and Cashel will still have good teams in 87. Hopefully we can get there again.
Thanks, Brandon. And we have here now the two captains of the day. And I suppose the first question I would like to ask Frank here is, what does it feel like now, Frank?
It feels very great, Martin, but you have to be honest about things. Brendan took over as a captaincy job today, and he done a very good job. The thing about it is, Cashel are county champions, and that's for bars.
Thanks, Frank. And Brendan, how do you feel now after taking over Frank's job for today? Or was it an onerous task to take on?
It was an onerous task to take on, Martin. Definitely was. In the dressing room today, we knew what we were facing. We knew Liam Tierney, we knew Mickey O'Hara, we knew Mel Noonan, we knew the dangers. We were confident we could curb them. We knew we had Mick Casey, Mick Kinney. We knew we had the counteractor, and we used them. And to me, that's the greatest thing, that we knew we had them. Mostrim knew they had them last year. It's like playing a game. They win in one year, we win in the other. The only team that have shown any respect to Cashel. That's why they're the only team to have beaten us. And we'd be going for 4 in a row if it wasn't for Mostrim.
Tell me, was it a pre-arranged thing between yourself and Frank that who would go up for the cup if you did win it today?
That's a question. That's a question to be very hard to answer with a straight face. Frank Carby was, as far as I'm concerned, was elected captain of the Cashel team this year. It was his honour. It was my privilege to lead the team out on the field today. Frank Carby was the captain of the club. He was the captain of the club, and it was his day to receive the trophy. Look, we are delighted. We love Cashel. And the main thing is Cashel won this evening. With respect to Johnny Lynn, Tom McGuinness, Colin McGurr, Pat Hughes, Joe McEnroe, everyone in Mostrim concerned, Big Mel Noonan, good old character. We are delighted. We are the champions, and we're going to hold it, lads.
With that now, I'm going to just hand you over to Jim Kenny to sign off with the Sean Connolly Cup.
Lads, thanks very much for the last few words. Without Frank and Brendan, very, very much delighted and to be part of Cashel. For the boys that's each side of me, and for the people that come down here and support me. Without Cashel lads here tonight, I'd be nothing. And thanks very much. See you all in 87.
That's it, folks. Away from you. We'll see you in 1987 with Sean. Good night.